San Francisco's Japantown, a neighborhood largely unknown to tourists. It's left for the locals to enjoy. 4 square blocks of shops, restaurants, culture, and San Francisco history. A small number of family-owned businesses are keeping alive the spirit of one of the most important historical districts of the city, like the Paper Tree, an artisan paper shop on Buchanan Street.
Japantown is currently 114 years old. My family's been a part of the Japanese community here for as long. Before Japantown was in this location, it was actually south of Market. And right after the earthquake, they relocated to this area. So this actually developed as Japantown.
The Paper Tree is an example of the family history that keeps the heart of Japantown beating. Yes, it's a paper store, but it's more than that. It's a place to experience Japanese culture in a way you can't anywhere else. Like this impromptu origami lesson Linda offered the customers in the store, where we learned how to make a 2-fold Santa Clause.
The lower right corner at the halfway point. So you're just going to make the point meet with the halfway point and turn it over to the back side. You see there's a white triangle right here. So you're going to follow it along the bottom and fold this thing in half. So it tucks in, he's carrying the sack of toys.
Oh my God. It's a 2-fold Santa Claus.
Very abstract.
If I can do it, anyone can.
That's right.
There's tradition here in Japantown, but it's been a challenge to hold on to as much of it as they can.
At one time, there were a lot of people living and working here in Japantown, and then it started to change a lot. It used to be all family-run businesses and restaurants. Of those businesses that were here from the original Japantown, we're one of them, and so there are 4.
The other 3 are Soko Hardware, Yasukochi's Sweet Stop, and her next-door neighbor, Ben Kyoto. It's hard to wrap your mind around the texture of traditionally made Japanese paper. It's truly a one-of-a-kind thing. This paper is so finely made and woven that it would be hard to tell it apart from actual cloth. All this beautiful paper that you see here comes directly from suppliers in Kyoto. About once a year they go there and they stock up on what's new and bring it back here, and it's a little piece of Kyoto right here. It's really beautiful. It's like wrapping a gift in cloth. Linda spoke about her family's history with origami and how she found her way back to it.
Origami has been a part of our family for as long as I could remember. My grandparents actually wrote 2 of the first books in English in origami in the late 50s, and so it's always been around my house.
And it must have been around mine too, because I couldn't believe it, but in doing research for this piece, I realized I owned this book as a kid.
When I was younger, would come here and spend a few hours, after school, and then I left to go pursue a career in retail, and I was doing that for 28 years. And then it got to the point where, I want to come back here and concentrate on my artwork because I'm an origami artist. And so it got to the point where there were more demands for my art.
One of her projects is the World Rainbow Fund Tree of Hope. With luminaries like Barack Obama contributing, it commemorates the story of 1,000 cranes.
And so now I'm actually an origami designer, so I get to work on like TV commercials, print ads, things like that. Now I can talk origami full time, and it's great.
4 square blocks of San Francisco, with shops like the Paper Tree giving it a solid cultural foundation.
It's important to recognize those businesses because for someone like me, I'm a 3rd generation, Japanese American, that really, it gives Japantown its roots. It's not just a neighborhood collection of shops and restaurants, but it has the additional flavor with the backbone of the family businesses that really give it that uniqueness.